Hello everybody, welcome to another Vintage Cube video. Interesting pack to start. For starters, there's not a single land in the pack, which is pretty unusual. There's really three cards that I think are worthy of consideration here. The first is Mana Vault, broken card. It lets you have 5 mana on turn 2, so that enables some pretty busted stuff. There's also Wheel of Fortune and Sheoldred, which are good together and also just good on their own. This means whenever they draw a card, they lose 2 life, so if you play that alongside a card like Wheel of Fortune, they take 14 and you gain 14. Of course, it's not that likely Wheel of Fortune comes around if we take the Sheoldred, but with that being said, I think I still like taking Sheoldred. It's a very strong card, we can build around it somewhat, but it's good on its own as well. Mana Vault is good, but it's a little bit less consistent. It leaves us open, which is nice, but I think I still like taking the Sheoldred here. Yeah, close pick, but let's take this, and then we'll take Draw 7s very highly. Okay, few options here. You can always take a fetch land. Could take Recurring Nightmare. Could take Zagoth Triome. Those are the main things I'm looking at here. I don't really like Recurring Nightmare, to be honest. It requires a lot of setup. It's good, but it requires a lot of setup. I also don't love taking one reanimation card and passing another. I think I'm leaning towards just taking Zagoth Triome here, actually. Yeah, we'll let someone else do Reanimator. I mean, we could take one, but if we take one, then someone else takes the other, and we're fighting someone for the Reanimator cards. That's not really where I want to be. Yeah, let's just take the Zagoth Triome here. Okay, interesting. 2 tutors in the same pack. Also, Hydroid Krasis and Dark Confidant. I think I'll take the Vampiric Tutor here. It's good if we end up with a Sheoldred combo, if we can find a draw 7. Like, if we're in Sultai, we could potentially play Leovold and then try to play, like, as many draw 7s as we can find. This gives a lot of consistency to that combo. Yeah, we'll take Imperials, or Vampiric Tutor. Whoa, okay. Breeding Pool if we're playing blue and green. Charter Chorus for just consistency, and Hymn Torok for a broken card. I'll take the Hymn. Hymn is very strong. It looks like we will be base black here. Yeah, good pickup. Seen a lot of red in this pack. I'm not that into Ophiomancer. I think I'll take the Talisman of Dominance. Good card. We're hoping to be playing blue and black given this land. It lets us ramp in a Sheoldred a little earlier. Yeah, I think I like this plan. Okay, now we see a Verdant Catacombs. That's great. Unmarked Grave, not really where I'm thinking we'll be. Could end up doing that sort of thing. But yeah, let's take the Verdant Catacombs. Okay, solid. Blue-black looks open. Toxic Deluge versus Thief of Sanity is interesting. I think I'll take the Deluge. They're both good, but this is very interactive, which I like. It just completely wins in a lot of matchups. Yeah, let's take the Deluge. Alright, I think I'll take... Oh wait, actually they're Sail into the West. Snuff Out's nice, but yeah, I think with a Sheoldred already in our possession, we'll take Sail into the West. Snuff Out is an incredible... It's like much, much stronger than Sail into the West in general. And maybe we should still take it, honestly. This is good with Sheoldred, but that's kind of it. But we could also find like Orcish Bowmasters or Leovold. Solid 0-mana interaction or potential combo card. Close pick. Given that we have the Vampiric Tutor, I think I'm going to take this and set up for a little bit more of a combo-y build, but it's very close. Okay, Frantic Search or Kaito. I think I like the Kaito here. Pretty solid card. Okay, interesting. A lot of black stuff coming around. I'm going to take Damnation. Give a second board sweeper. Now we'll be very good against creature decks. Our curve looks a little funky, sure, but I like this start a lot. Basically, the big question here is if we end up being a control deck or like a combo control deck. And that depends if we get more draw 7 related stuff. Like we have one draw 7 and one thing that wins if we play a draw 7. And that alone is fine. I think I would play these on their own, but hopefully we can get more and have more consistency for that. So like ideally 2 cards in both categories. So that means finding like Leovold, Narset, or Orcish Bowmaster on the Sheoldred side. And like Time Twister, Time Spiral, Echo Vions on the Sail into the West side. Hoping to get at least one more in each of those categories. Okay, Dark Confidant looks great here, honestly. Yeah, we'll take that. Good pickup. We have a lot of 4s. Hopefully we can get some more 1s and 2s to make this a little bit less painful. Black definitely looks quite open. And I think this is kind of right where we want to be. I don't think Reanimator is open. People are going to be taking those cards. But, like, a black mid-range deck is open. So someone will take Entomb and we'll get the, like, Mind Twist or whatever. Nothing here looks that good. Could open up the potential red splash. I think I'm just going to take Yawgmoth's Will for power level. We could get there. Now I'll take Ophiomancer. May or may not play it in the main deck. This card is very, very good on defense and kind of weak on offense. It does create 3 power for 3 mana, but not that exciting if the opponent doesn't care about the 1/1s with Death Touch. Okay, red does look fairly open. I don't think I want to pivot though still. Like we have plenty of stuff with our current plan. Ooh, last pick, Thief of Sanity is great. Alright, so the first pack, we are looking for the combo stuff, we're looking for more fixing, and we're looking for 1 mana cards to lower the curve. The best thing we could get here would probably be Mox Jet. I think I would take that over like a Black Lotus. Okay, Underground Sea, Tropical Island, and Thoughtseize. Lots of good black stuff in this pack. As good as Thoughtseize is, I think I need to take Underground Sea. Our mana is kind of sketchy, and this card is great for fixing. Birds of Paradise could be good depending on the final build, but yeah, I think this is too important to pass. Sorry, Thoughtseize, I do love you. We'll wheel a good black card from this pack for sure. Probably one of these two. But I am going to take the Underground Sea here. Pretty close pick. This is just like the perfect land. Okay, speaking of the perfect land, I'll take a Flooded Strand that can find untapped blue or black and tapped green. Mox Diamond also is good if we get more draw 7s, but still, this is a really, really good first 2 picks. If we're trying to be 3 colors and we only have 2 lands at the end of pack 1, things are not great, but now our fixing looks a lot better. We still want more. Like, if I got no more for the rest of the draft, I would be worried about our consistency. But this helps a lot. Having 2 fetch lands plus the perfect Triome. Wow, there's Entomb. But there's also Bayou. I think I'm just going to take the Bayou. Close pick. That's just not really the combo we're trying to do. Maybe we should have done that. Of course, we didn't know we would be getting past the Entomb, but I am going to pass it here. It's close, but like, Recurring Nightmare got taken, Life Death got taken, Unmarked Grave got taken. I don't think I'm likely to see a bunch of late reanimation stuff, so I'll take the Bayou. Which is great. I mean, our mana is looking very nice now. Making me feel better about passing that Breeding Pool in pack 2, or pack 1. The best thing we could realistically hope to get here, 4th pick, would be Orcish Bowmasters. Or, yeah, I think it's plural. No Orc, but some good stuff. There's Botanical Sanctum, Airtie Resurrected, and Dark Ritual. And honestly, I think I like taking the Dark Ritual here. It makes our deck a lot more explosive. Just like Hardcast Sheoldred on turn 2, or like Dark Confidant plus Hymn to Torok. Yeah, plus there's a good chance Airtie Resurrected comes around. Given that we got a last pick, Thief of Sanity. Wow, okay, so Liliana versus Grief. We could, like, Dark Depths is something we're interested in on the wheel too. But which one of these two is better? I think in this deck Liliana is actually better. Grief is typically better, but we're not playing that much Reanimator stuff. Yeah, let's take Liliana. Very good card. Okay. A few options here. Pest Infestation is nice. So is Talisman of Curiosity. So is Ash Barrens. And I think I'm anticipating getting a million playables, so I'm going to prioritize getting some more fixing. Fast Bond is interesting too, actually, if we end up with more draw 7s, but we're not really looking like we'll be all in on that plan, unfortunately, so I'm just going to take the fixing. Okay. Pretty much Deep Cavern Bat versus Gonti here. I don't like the Bat that much, but it's a way better with our curve. We need some more cheap plays, so I think I will take the Bat. Interesting. I would love to be able to play Kroxa. We could get there. We don't have any red fixing yet, but we definitely could get there. Alternatively, we could take Phantasmal Image or Sensei's Divining Top. Honestly, I'll take the top here. We have a couple fetch lands, plus Vampire Tutor, so this will give us some decent card selection. Nice, okay, everything wheeled. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Generous Ent here. It can find Bayou or Zagoth Triome. Yeah, we have a bunch of fours. Don't really need more fours. We'll take this. Okay, nothing here looks amazing. I think I'll take a Woe Strider. Let's just use our graveyard well. Concealing Curtains is fine too, but I like having at least one card with Escape in this style of decks. Okay, we'll take Trinket Mage, which could get there. Right now we find Sensei's Divining Top. Hopefully we can get a Black Lotus or something. So, decent pack in a few ways. We fixed our curve and we also fixed our mana base. The downside is that we did not get much in the way of like combo-y stuff with the draw sevens. I was really hoping to get like Leovold plus Echo of Eons. We still have pack 3 though. Alright, seen some storm cards go around. Maybe we were supposed to. Well, yeah, I'll take this. I don't think I'm playing either of these red cards. Probably not going to be doing that either, but like, it's not impossible. We do have Yawgmoth's Will. Corpse Dance versus Pest Infestation. Actually, Pest Infestation looks great here. Yeah, I don't think we're really a Corpse Dance deck, and this is like, if we are just a fair deck, this is a really nice pickup. Okay, what do we want now? Not a very good pack, to be honest. I think I'll just take Baleful Strix. We did not wheel our Tide Resurrected. That's interesting, but yeah, Baleful Strix is good. Just a solid mid-range card. Adds some consistency. We'll take it. Not an exciting first pick, but I can't be too upset with it. This deck is looking a little too fair right now. Hence the desire to have some more combo-y stuff. But it is powerful. I think it'll be interactive and consistent. Interesting. So there's Time Spiral. Also Overgrown Tomb, Smuggler's Copter, Demonic Tutor, Beseech the Mirror maybe even. I think I like taking the Time Spiral here. Instantly wins the game with Sheoldred. Maybe it's Demonic Tutor. Actually, yeah, let's take the Tutor. This is pretty expensive. This just like also gives us consistency for the combo. Like I would take a 3 mana draw 7, but 6 mana with no ramp is just going to be pretty tough to swing. I think Demonic Tutor is going to be a bit better for us, although very close pick. Ooh, okay, well there's a Narset. I will take a Narset here pretty happily. Yeah, makes me maybe wish that I had taken the other card back in the last pack. Now, okay, now we see Echo of Eons. That's awesome. Okay, definitely taking that. We have a plan now that's much better. We can cut some of these worst cards like Ophiomancer. Now we get a Watery Grave. That's excellent. Currency Converter and Grist are both good too, but I think we need the Watery Grave. So what are some of the other cards that are a little bit less exciting? I think Dark Confidant's still worth it. Woe Strider can go to the board. We're hoping to like shuffle our graveyard back in with Echo. Now that we have Echo of Eons, I kind of wish we had the Entomb, but still, feeling pretty good about this. We have a much better plan now. Now we have 2 draw 7s and 2 things that punish draw 7s, so that can be a real part of our plan. We also have a couple board sweepers. Okay. I think I'll take a Preordain here. Pylon is decent. Raffine's Tower is decent too, but yeah, a little bit of consistency is going to help. Interesting. Witherbloom Command is okay. Life from the Loam doesn't look great. Dismember is quite strong. I think I'll take the Dismember. Yeah, getting a 1-mana removal spell is pretty nice. Whoa, late Polluted Delta. Yeah, I'll just take that. There's High Tide to combo with that turnabout, but I think we're solidly out of that plan and in on just like Mesmeric Fiend here. Nice. Late Overgrown Tomb. Wait, Time Spiral and Brainstorm Wheel too? What the worm? That's crazy. I really wish we had that fast bond now. These are all great cards. Wow. I think I'm actually leaning towards taking Brainstorm. I think this will add a lot of consistency. I can cut the Mesmeric Fiend now. Close pick. I don't think we actually need a third draw seven. I think 2 is fine. I'd rather have something that like sets up our deck well. So we'll take that. I think I'm gonna cut. Maybe Dark Confidant goes to the board because like this is also a 6 drop. Collective Brutality looks kind of weak. Honestly, I think Regrowth is the pick here. It's nice for bringing back our combo cards. This deck looks great. 2 board sweepers is maybe a lot. Maybe it also means we want to cut the Deep Cavern Bat, which does not play well with either of our sweepers or with Narset. This deck is looking pretty sweet. Are there any last things we want to pick up to round it out? Not really, honestly. I mean, if I saw more fixing, I would take that. From the Catacombs is not bad. I don't think I'm going to play it in the main deck, but not a bad card to have access to in some matchups. I think Regrowth is good. I think I like having 2 sweepers since we're a little bit light on spot removal. Thief of Sanity is maybe cuttable, but I think it's worth playing. This deck looks spicy. I haven't built around draw 7s in a while. Okay, we have a Phyrexian Dragon Engine, so we kind of have a combo here. I don't think we're playing it, though. I don't want to splash red. Still don't want to splash red, although Doretti's great. I think our fixing should be pretty good here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last pick Loam may be playable in some matchups. We have 3 fetch land. Actually, maybe Loam is just good. Yeah, we could play this with 16 lands, I think. So heavy is black by a lot, then blue, but it's kind of close to green. So if we did this, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 black. That's great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green. It's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue. Honestly, perfect. But yeah, with Generous Ent. Alright, we'll run this. 16 lands plus Ent seems fine. So plan A with this deck is to play Sheoldred or Narset, and then Echo of Eons or Sail into the West. And if we have Sheoldred in play, that just wins. If we have Narset in play, it doesn't just win, but it takes out their entire hand. It gives us 7 cards, which should be totally fine. For interaction, we have Damnation and Dismember and Toxic Deluge to kill their creatures, Deep Cavern Bat and Hymn to Torok to hit their hand. We can shut down their card draw pretty well. Good mana. Just a well-rounded deck, I think. Brainstorm and Ponder are gonna, or Brainstorm and Preordain and Vampire Tutor, I guess, will give us a lot more consistency. Demonic Tutor as well. Yeah, this deck actually looked great. With some good sideboard options too. See you in round 1. Alright, we are on the play for round 1 against Vladimir Baggins. Oof. This hand is too bad. It's good if they're playing a creature deck, but it just does nothing on its own. This hand is much better. Keep and put back this. We're going to go turn 1, grab a Zagoth Triumph just to set our mana, and then turn 2 we can go Brainstorm plus Cycle Ash Barrens to really fix our hand. Hopefully find a good play for turn 3. I love having a Triome in decks like this. This just means our mana will be pretty much good for the rest of the game. Okay, not a bad one. Let's play the Talisman. That gives us Kaito next turn if we want. Which means we probably won't play Brainstorm, because I want to be able to shuffle cards away with Brainstorm. Yeah, let's just untap and play Kaito. Echo of Eon's interesting. So what do we want to do with Kaito? I think I'm going to make a dude here. Get a little board presence going. Uh-oh. Oh, Cycle Ash Baron, sure. Well, actually, let's think. If we make a dude, is our plan just to deal damage to them and draw another card? Maybe that's not... Maybe we just draw a card, actually. Although, with that being said, getting some board presence could be good. It means we can attack if they have a Planeswalker. Close. I think I'm going to draw a card. It's very close, but I'm going to draw a card. Pest Infestation, pretty good draw, probably. I mean, at the very least, we can make 4 dudes next turn, and those dudes will be good with Kaito. Hopefully they tap out for Basalt Monolith or something like that. Leovold. That's actually a big problem. Demonic Tutor is pretty nice. We could just get a removal spell and kill their Leovold. That's not exciting, but I think it might be the play, honestly. Let's start with Demonic Tutor. I do think I want to take this Leovold off the board. Could get Liliana, but that makes them draw a card. But then we get to keep Liliana in play. Yeah, let's get Liliana. That actually looked pretty nice here because we can also, we'll just play this now. They're going to get draw a card, but we can potentially loot away this Echo of Eons and play it for cheaper next turn. Brainstorm is looking a little worse now, but that's okay. So let's take out their Leovold. Like, our whole thing is playing draw 7, so we need this card off the board. Excuse me. Alright, now I'll just draw another card. Pretty good position. We'll see what they can do here. Baleful Strix is very nice with Kaito. Alright, opponent has all 5 colors now. Knight of the Reliquary. Don't care too much about that. Generous and interesting. Let's draw a card. Also interesting. I'm going to Brainstorm. Okay, what do we not want here? Honestly, a lot of this stuff looks kind of good. I think I'm going to put back these two. Then cycle this. Grab a forest. Plus this, discarding Echo of Eons. Then we're going to Deep Cavern Bat, take a look at their hand, make sure they don't have anything too scary. And then play Strix. Oh, I tapped poorly. Oh man, I need to tap a forest there. I'm sorry about that. That's pretty bad, actually. Let's take Fury. This lets them play Primeval Titan. Yeah, we're not in a great spot here. Would have been a lot better if we played the Baleful Strix. So they can just play Primeval Titan if they want to. If they choose to attack, close. I think I'm just going to let Kaito die here, honestly. I don't want them to get their Fury back. Elder Gargroth, okay. So we'll make them sacrifice a creature. Actually, let's start with Preordain. See what we find. These are both bad. Yeah, definitely don't want either of these. Hymn Torque is good, though. So we'll make them sacrifice a creature. We'll see which one they choose to sack. Okay, let's play Baleful Strix first. Leaf of Sanity is interesting, but I'm going to Hymn Torque this turn. So they have Primeval Titan. We do hit the prime time. And we'll pass. If they attack with a Gargoth, we can try to trade with Baleful Strix. I hope this is an artifact or an enchantment. Oh man, that's pretty good for their last card. Yeah, not looking great. I would love to get this trade off so we can potentially start hitting with Thief of Sanity. We'll see if they make the attack. We still have Echo Beyond in the graveyard, so if we ever rip Sheoldred, we can fire that off and put them down to 3. Narset would also be insane. Interesting, they do go for it. So we'll accept this trade. They can draw a card or make a dude. They choose to draw a card. I think I'm happy to see that, actually. Block. Now the board is clear. They have a lot of lands, though. They can play Golos or Green Suns next turn. They probably can't do both. I hope they go for Golos, because we have the Pest Infestation to answer it. Sure. This land is also going to start doing a lot. Okay. Not ideal. Question is, do we want to hold Pest Infestation or make 2 dudes now? But I think I do want to take out this Golos, so I'm going to hold it. Even though it's less mana efficient. And I'm not going to flashback Echo Beyonds. Saving that for Narset or Leovold. Or Vampiric Tutor. Lots of mana over there. So they actually can play Golos and then also play Green Suns for 4. We can make a bunch of dudes with this Pest Infestation. They don't have enough mana to spin Golos immediately. They might have another mana land to get here. It's not great, but not terrible either. Yeah, that's fine. Now, what creature can they get for 4 mana? Questing Beast would be annoying. Something that can block or kill our Thief of Sanity would be annoying. Best case scenario would be like Courser of Crufix, like an artifact or enchantment that we can kill. Omnath is fine. Doesn't honestly do that much. It gains life, it draws them a card, but we can beat those things. We'll take our draw. Island, okay. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can play this thing for 4. Let's start by attacking with both. They both have flying, so no blocks. And we'll get in a nice little Thief of Sanity hit, which is usually a good thing. Interesting. Green Sun Zenith doesn't do that much for us. I'll take the Scavenging Ooze. Pretty good card. I think I'm not playing it this turn. Yeah, this turn let's just play a huge Pest Infestation. So kill 2 things, make 8 creatures. Pretty solid swing. Now the scary thing is that our opponent has a million lands, but we're way ahead on board, and they only have 1 card. And this Thief of Sanity will win the game if they can't do something about it. Granted, if they kill our Deep Cavern Bat, then they can kill 4 of our Pest tokens, or just actually probably kill Thief of Sanity plus 2 Pest tokens. So hopefully they don't kill our Bat. And then, of course, we still have the out of just winning if we top deck Sheoldred or Narset. If we draw a brick, we'll just play Scavenging Ooze, and we can grow it to be pretty big right off the bat. Main phase cycle land is fine. Yeah, this Thief of Sanity is going to put in some nice work here. They look like they're pretty light on removal. That's fine. They can kill our Talisman of Dominance if they want to, or just grow it. That's, yeah, fine. If they attack, I will trade 4 dudes for the Omnath, but I don't think they will. Yep. Okay, not what we were looking for. I'm going to leave all the pests back to block. There's an argument to attacking with everything, but racing against this Omnath is going to be pretty hard. They can just gain a lot of life, so let's just keep on hitting them and accumulating value. Best thing we could hit would be Time Walk. I love Thief of Sanity. So satisfying to hit your opponent with it. Okay, I'll take Prismari Command. Don't love it, but it's not the worst. Could hold this land and discard the Prismari command, but I think I actually like having tons of lands in play in this deck and in this spot. So let's just drop our Scavenging Ooze, and I think I could pass. Don't need to do anything main phase here. And we have 4 green sources, so we can turn this into a 6/6 right off the bat. They did draw something good. 6 mana, what's this? 7 mana, 8 mana, what is going on? Oh man. Hardcast World Spine Worm. Honestly, I think we can beat that actually, as good as it is. We need to find an answer, but we can gain a lot of life. We're hitting them pretty hard. I feel okay about this, but that's a pretty hilarious card for them to have here. Let's take out all of their creatures. I don't think we can get this all the way up to a 15/15, unfortunately. It's on top. Narset is good. So we're just going to go for our combo. Take out their hand. I mean, they don't have a hand, so this basically just draws us 7 cards and they draw none, which is good for us. But we still need to find a way to deal with this World Spine Worm. Okay, interesting. Um, Few options. I like getting the Baleful Strix down because that can actually kill World Spine Worm. I think I will minus the Narset here. Sensei's Divining Top, not too good, but not the worst. I like the idea of knocking the last card out of their hand, honestly. So let's play Dark Ritual, and then play Liliana. Plus, pretty sure we have another swamp at least. Now we'll play Liliana, or Sheoldred rather. Oh, I should have attacked first. Slight misplay. We definitely should have hit them with Thief first, but still a pretty good position. World Spine Worm is big, but it cannot block flyers still. Okay, yeah, misplay. We would have wanted to cast Winds of Abandon, but still phenomenal position. I don't really think they can win from this spot. We'll see. But they go down to 6. Next turn we can exile all their creatures. They can come in for 15. I'm just going to take 15. It's nice to be able to do that so casually, but in this spot we definitely can. We'll go to 9. Now, what do they draw? Do they draw something huge? Talisman of Resistance. That is not going to do it, my friend. So let's just overload this, and then that's game. Good to know about this card. Okay, so playing against some sort of multicolor deck. I don't know how their plan is to get World Spine Worm into play, but good to know about that one. Do we want like do we want Ophiomancer? It's good against Elder Gargaroth. It's good against like a few of their big beefy ground creatures. I think it is worth playing. What do we not want? Deep Cavern Bat was decent there. Maybe we don't need Regrowth since they're not playing a bunch of removal. From the Cataracts is kind of interesting because we can bring back their things. I think it's not quite worth it though. Yeah, I'll run it back like this. We're on the draw, which is a disadvantage, but still, I feel like this is probably a pretty good matchup. Our combo is just like goes over the top of whatever they're doing. Alright, good hand. Great curve with just like a bunch of Demir cards. I'm gonna get a turn 1 tapped land here, just the Triome. Interesting. That gives us turn 2 Kaito. So I think I'll go Triome with this and then Bayou with this. Hopefully they just pass. Ooh, that's scary. Do they have a 3-drop on turn 2? That is one of the least scary cards they could have had, but we'll see what they get. If they get like a Lelia, we can't play our Kaito on turn 2. We can, but I think it would not be correct at that point. If they just get like Knight of the Reliquary, I'm very happy to jam Kaito. The other option would be to just play Baleful Strix and then set up for Kaito the turn after. Ooh, interesting. Hmm. I think I actually do like just dropping the Strix and trying to set up for. I mean, if we just play Kaito, they can kill it. And then they have Grist and we have nothing. We do get to draw a card out of the deal and take out their Recruiter, which seems fine. They also don't have Black Mana now, but they probably will get it. Very close, but I think I'm going to play the Baleful Strix first. Save the Dark Ritual for an explosive turn down the road. Let's get. I guess I'll get this because we don't have that much green in our deck and we can get the value with Generous Ent. So the plan is we can use Kaito 2 times next turn and just draw a ton of cards. Deep Cavern Bat, interesting. Next turn we'll have 5 mana, so unfortunately we can't play Kaito plus the Bat. They still don't have black mana, so they can't play Grist this turn. Is it actually potentially correct to block here? No, I think it's better to get a lot of Kaito value next turn. So we'll go land, Dark Ritual, Kaito, draw a card, attack with this, trigger Kaito. So we'll return this to our hand. Now we can use Kaito again. And if we draw another card, we will have to discard a hand size. That could still be worth it, or we could just make a dude. If we make a dude, they are easier to kill our Kaito, but I think I'm still going to do that. And if we're doing that, then we should preordain first in case this changes our information set in some way. Definitely happy to put those on the bottom. Okay, yeah, let's make a dude and pass. Good position, we have a full grip. If they have a black source, they can kill our Kaito, probably, but they still don't. They don't even have a second blue, so they can't animate Restless Vinestalk either. Pretty awkward mana for the opponent this game. And our hand is stacked. Next turn we'll probably play Bat plus Strix, just get some flyers into play. With all our cheap flyers, we're a great Kaito deck, we'd be a good Fallen Shinobi deck too, and we would be a good initiative deck if we got the, I think, Undermountain Adventurer. That would be nice, but still, I like this position a lot. They play Knight of the Reliquary, don't care too much about that. They don't have any attacks. So let's draw a card. Interesting draw. Attack. And they probably block. They probably take it, in which case we get to use Kaito again. So I will do this. We're going to go up to 10 cards in our hand, which is a lot. We're going to have to discard a card to hand size here, I think, but good position to be in. Unless we want to shut down one of their dudes, actually, and keep our Kaito around. Let's start with playing the Bat, see what they have. A little awkward to play Bat before Damnation, but I think it's fine. Ooh, Upheaval, that's something we need to take for sure. They can play the Grist, that's not ideal, but I think this is still correct. And we'll drop the Strix, which lets us play defense pretty well. Toxic Deluge, another board sweeper. I think I'm just going to plus here. Well, maybe we just draw. It's probably fine to discard hand size. Yeah, actually, let's draw. Sail into the west, not looking great here. I think I'll just discard it. It is good if we find a draw 7, but they have no cards in hand. Like, we're not going to play this unless we find a draw 7. Everything else just does a bit more, I think. Or we're not going to play this unless we find Narset / Sheoldred. So they can use their Knight of the Reliquary to find a black land to play Grist. Exploration. Yeah, I mean, they'll be in a good setup if they can fire off this Upheaval, so we need to try to make sure they don't do that. It's going to be tough, though. Because we don't have much discard other than this Deep Cavern Bat. We need to find him to Torok. So I get a black source here. We know their exact hand. Oh, no, we don't. There's one unknown. They only get a tapped black source. That's great. Okay, yeah, we do know their hand. So next turn they'll get Grist down, but we get at least one more turn off. We need to attack their mana, ideally, or just like... I'm just so afraid of this upheaval. Okay, that's interesting. We can play that now. What do we want to do with that? We could find... No, Inquisition doesn't help us. Oh, no, Inquisition could take Grist. Maybe that's the play, then. Could also hit them with Deep Cavern Bat and then play him to Torok and hope to get lucky. Wait, can we do... Okay, one option... What if we go Vampiric Tutor for him to Torok, then attack them with Deep Cavern Bat, bring it back to our hand to draw... We draw it, and then so then they have 3 cards in their hand. Then we can play the bat, replay the bat, take Worldspine Worm, then him to Torok and hit their other 2 cards guaranteed. That requires 5 total mana, including 4 black, which we can do. We're going to have to pay some life for it, but that's okay. So I think that's correct. Let's get him to Torok. I just really don't want them to have upheaval. I think that's the #1 way they win this game. We're going to draw to him. Attack with a bat. Kaito has been great this game. We will do this. We have 9 cards in hand. So play this down to 8. Play the bat. And we're going to take the card we care about the least, which is Worldspine Worm, because the other 2 cards are going to go into the graveyard. Then we him to Torok their last cards. And now with upheaval gone, it's going to be hard for them to get back into this. We can just draw another card. I don't think I even care about these creatures with the Baleful Strix, so pretty happy to just keep the cards flowing. Pass turn. This deck is awesome. This is how I want to be playing Vintage Cube. Just like tons of decisions, drawing cards, using all of your mana every turn, lots of unique effects. The only thing this deck is missing is a man land. They can sack one of their lands to get a blue source and attack us with a Restless Vinestock, potentially, which is a 5/5 with trample. That would kill our Kaito, but look at our hand. We just have so much action. We could also sweep the board at any time, which may be worth it in this spot. We could just go sweep their board into play Thief of Sanity. That seems pretty good. They would get their Worldspine Worm back, but I'm not too worried about that. Interesting. Okay, I will... Now we don't need to sweep the board, but the board will get cleared. Seems fine. Brainstorm, interesting draw. Let's fire it off. Okay, we can just put back 2 lands. And we'll play... I guess we should draw a card with Kaito first. Good draw. Still think it's correct to play Thief of Sanity first, although, do we want to play the tutor? No, I'm just going to play Sensei's Divining Top and hold the tutor. Can we still... What I want to do is use the tutor to set up the combo, and we don't have 1/2, so we're going to ideally find the second half, with the first half with the Sensei's Divining Top, and then the second half with Demonic Tutor. So if they find a blue source, they can attack us with the Restless Vinestock, but it looks like their mana is pretty awkward. Yeah, just a plains, don't care about that. They can get a blue source and set up for Vinestock next turn, but that's pretty slow. Dismember would be kind of nice as a cheap way to kill the Vinestock. I don't think they have any crazy lands here. Yeah, just they don't even get another blue source. That is definitely not correct. I mean, I don't know their mana base, but they must have a second blue source if they're playing Upheaval. So we get to... This gives us such good card selection here with all these ways to shuffle. Okay, that's nice. So, just gonna go Narset into Liliana here and take out their thing. And we play Liliana, take out their last card. And I'm gonna pitch Toxic Deluge here, I think. We have another sweeper. Oh yeah, it was World's Fine. That's fine. That takes off like Flash as an out. Let's plus this so that they can't attack. We have three Planeswalkers in play. Man, this is vintage cubing, baby. We're down to 12 cards in our deck, but I think we'll be fine. Do we even want to use this Kaito? I don't think so. Oh, that's kind of bad. We don't hit anything. That's fine. Say no. Pass turn. They can't attack with Reclaimer. They can use it to sack for land, but we don't really care. The fact they didn't get a blue source is crazy. Like, they should just be using this Vine Stock to snipe our Planeswalkers one by one, but instead they can't do anything. Hopefully they correct for their mistake here and finally get a blue source. But it comes into play tapped, so they can't use their Vine Dude this turn. Okay, yep. Wait, they have 30 cards in their deck? What the worm? They're playing like 50 cards or something. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Yeah, I think they have either 50 or 49 cards. Okay, let's spin the top in response. And if there's one that we want, we can just draw it. Interesting. I think it's worth it to take a Pest Infestation here. Kind of close. Although realistically, we should be able to just win here. Well, maybe not. We can set up we can Narset with a draw 7, but that actually doesn't even do anything here. We already have a great hand. So let's just pass back. Yeah, I'm just going to take out the resources. We'll Narset again. Need to worry a little bit about milling out, but with a draw 7, I'm not too worried about it. Take out their Elvish Reclaimer. Draw another card. Land. See, 1, 2, 3. So we could play Talisman of Dominance, then we get 2 fewer dudes, but I think it's actually still worth it. I like the idea of developing our mana when we have just so much to do with it. Kill those things. Make 6 creatures. And now we'll pass. We can cycle Generous End if we want to, but I think we're probably planning on just casting in this game. How do they ever beat this? We still have Demonic Tutor in our hand. They play tap land. They can animate this. Oh, they don't even get a blue source. Do they just not have a second island in their... Oh, they have one island that's in their graveyard, I guess. Hilarious. Okay, that is what we were looking for. That's just game. So we play Sheoldred. We play Demonic Tutor to find Echo Vions. We can discard it to the Liliana. Oh, wait, it actually doesn't work. Huh. That's kind of hilarious, because Narset stopped them from drawing cards, so I actually wish I didn't have the Narset, weirdly enough. I'll still get this, though. I'll plus to discard the Echo Vions. Then we'll hit them for 6. I think I'm going to plus, actually, because I want to just get another dude into play. Hit them for 6. If we flashback Echo, I would hit them for 2. We can almost kill them that way. I'll bounce one of these guys. We can make a dude. So I can put them to 1 here. No. I mean, yeah, we'll just pass. It's fine. So, Island go. They're going to draw and go down to 3. Really don't see a way they could win this. Unless they make us mill somehow. If they had, like, Ancestral... Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Okay, solid start. This deck looks great. Very, very powerful. It just draws a ton of cards. Has tons of action. Like, the fact that we have a pretty low curve, but we still have a really powerful late game is great. Seems like a pretty good Dark Ritual deck, too, there. Like, Kaito just put in so much work that game, because we were able to play it early. Like we were able to get the Strix down and then just draw a million cards with it and always have action. And we even have 2 board sweepers, which is great against the creature decks. What is our bad matchup? I think we're going to be good against most opponents. Maybe some really good control decks, but we have all these sticky threats. Like, they really struggle against Narset and Kaito and Liliana, all these planeswalkers. Epic battle on the die rolls here. 3 versus 3, then 5 versus 5, but they were able to take us with 5 versus 1 in the third round. Hamster Mafia, pretty good name. My hometown in Massachusetts is called Northampton, so maybe I'll start referring to myself as a hamster. Okay, not super exciting, but we can keep it. I like having Toxic Deluge on the draw. We're well set up if we find Sheoldred or Narset. And we have all our colors, which is typically the most important thing in your opening hand for decks like this. We have pretty good fixing, so I think we'll usually have all our colors, but still. It's so nice to have a Triumph plus 3 fetch lands. That means we have 4 different cards that let us have all of our colors on the first turn. So hoping to see like Forest Arbor Elf here with a Deluge in our hand. Forest Go is probably good for us as well. That's not a bad draw with Talisman over the Echo Vions in our hand. Man, I love this deck. No channel, please. Delighted Halfling, that's fine. We could kill it. We actually can't kill it this turn. What we just want to see creatures basically instead of planeswalkers. We'll see what they can do with that. Not a bad one. Still playing Talisman here. Could go like Dark Ritual, Toxic Deluge if we were terrified of this Delighted Halfling, but I'm not. Really hoping to see just like land, clunky creature. Don't want to see Wrenn and 6. Or, well, Wrenn and 6 would be fine. Don't want to see Minsc and Boo. Doesn't look like they have that, though. Just be like Courser of Crufix. 4 mana legendary card. Could be... Hopefully it's Questing Beast. It could be Garrick. Questing Beast, okay. That takes a decent amount of damage. We're going to take 4 down to 5. Then we play 4 life for Toxic Deluge down to 11. But we also get a clean 2 for 1. We get to sequence this land into play, set them back a mana. Good position. And if this was their best play last turn, they probably don't have anything too good this turn either, since they're going back to the same amount of mana. That's a good draw, but not for this turn. Unless... Wait. If we play Island, we actually could play both. I think that's worth it. Yeah. I think I'm still going to play Deluge first. There's not really anything we could draw that would change this line. We need to take this Questing Beast off the board for sure. Dark Ritual has been consistently good here, even though we're not a combo deck, just for making our control deck faster. Dismember, not bad. We cannot play Echo Vions this turn, but I like our position a lot. Hopefully they don't have another card with haste. If they go like land, Ulvenwald, Oddity, they can take our Narset out, and then we can kill their Oddity, and it'll be like, we'll still be probably slightly ahead, but that's like, if we get to untap with Narset, we're definitely ahead. If they don't have anything, that would be great. They do have something. Hopefully it's just like a Raphellos or something that dies to Dismember. That is totally fine. Alright, let's see what we hit. Great draws. I think I like taking Preordain here. Cast it. That's some good ones. I think I like keeping both of these, actually. Wait, we can just play the Sail into the West now in their draw step. They're not forced to do it, though, so that actually isn't even as good as it looks. We would draw 7, but they would just, like, do nothing. Maybe that's worth it. I mean, I definitely want to play Damnation now, or Dismember now to kill this. So I don't think we're going for it this turn. So let's just do this. Let's take both of these. But play Pest Infestation. No, I'm just going to play Dismember for mana. We could pay 4 life down to 7, and then get 2 1/1s into play, but I think I'll just hold the Pest Infestation, go top, Just play this tapped and dismember this for full mana. Pass. Now next turn we'll just play Echo Vions if they don't do anything, and that should win the game. And if they do something that is relevant, we can go Damnation, and yeah, that seems like a great spot to be. I do think if we can take out their hand without them having something significant on the board, it's not necessarily over immediately, but it's looking good. We just don't want to see something like a Nissa here. Like a card that can both kill our Narset and represent a real threat. That is the amount of mana for Nissa. Based on the way they're playing, I think it's something with X, like could be Green Sun Zenith or Pest Infestation. Green Sun's for 4. Questing Beast is gone. Do they have the other 4/4 with haste? That's pretty good. Beatable, but pretty good. So we're going to draw this draw 7. Do we want to just go for Echo Vions and draw a new hand? The problem is then they just have this Undermountain Adventurer, and the initiative can beat us. So I think I like playing Pest Infestation here to get a bunch of bodies on the board. Yeah, I'm going to take one turn off and do this. And if I'd known they would do that, I would have wanted to play Pest Infestation last turn. Still seems like a good position, though. They can forge and make their dude huge, but we don't care, so they're probably going to go for Scry 2, but if they Scry 2, then they're not going to be able to go to Trap, which means they're not going to hit us for 5. It'll be interesting to see here if they want to Scry or put counters. They go for the counters, okay. So the counters themselves don't do much when we have all these chump blockers, so they're doing this because they want to get into this left lane where they can hit me for 5 and then draw a card. Does kind of make sense, but it means they don't get much value this turn. If they crack the Waterlogged Grove, it's not going to work. We'll see if they realize that. Okay, sure. Naming red. They're down to 1 card. They attack, we chump block. They should absolutely attack here because they have Vigilance. They go at our face. Interesting. Still going to chump block. I guess they don't know that we have draw 7s, so they don't care too much about the Narset on 1. Okay, so let's attack with both to take the initiative. Or attack with 2, leaving 1 back. They can block 1, but then they're going to take the other. And then I'm going to go for the Echo Vions. So first we get a land, which is fine. Not super important here, but we'll take it. And then just jam this. They don't get to draw any cards. We get a full hand. We could Dark Ritual into Deep Cavern Bat to take their last card. Honestly, I think that's worth it. Just in case they drew something good. It's like kind of spewy, but we don't need to like maximize our value here. We just need to make sure they don't do anything crazy. They have Caracas, don't care about that. Pass turn. They need to top deck something really special here. If they redrew Questing Beast, that could do it, because that would kill Narset and take the initiative back. Put us to 9, then they can hit us for down to 5. We'd go to 4. But they need to draw it pretty much immediately. Okay, they get to do that. Caracas is good against Sheoldred. Still, though, I don't think they can really win from this position. They just have nothing going. I don't know what they could top deck that would be devastating, but probably nothing too bad. I think I'm going to just sweep their board here, most likely. Maybe not, though. We could forge onto our bat and have a 3/3 with lifelink. That seems kind of bad, though, so I think I'm actually just going to scry here. The 2 counters don't do that much. We're just setting up for a long game, not trying to, like, kill them quickly. Generous End's just a beefy creature, honestly. I think I'm keeping both of these. So do we want to sweep the board, or do we want to play another big Pest Infestation? think we just play a big Pest Infestation. And honestly, I want to be mana efficient and play Preordain, so I think I will actually just shuffle the card on top. It's not bad, but I think it's still worth it to just grab this and play Preordain in case we find something better. Sail into the west, not really what we need here. I think top is solid though. Then I'm just gonna Pest Infestation. 7 mana, Pest Infestation, kill these two. They of course are gonna crack their Clue in response, which is fine. Swing with this. I guess at this point we're getting to the stage where the only way we lose is if they top deck Craterhoof Behemoth. So we should maybe try to play around that. If they top deck Craterhoof now, they would have 9 points of pump plus 13 points of initial power, so that's 22 points of power. We could prevent 7, and we would die. So we do die to top deck Craterhoof this turn. So let's take that off the table. We can next turn get to a point where we'd stop dying to that. And they just concede. Okay. So it should be a good matchup. We have multiple board sweepers. Undermountain Adventurer is a good one to know about. Caracas is also annoying against our Sheoldred, but I guess that's our only legend. I don't think we want Bob. I don't think we want Fiend. Ophiomancer looks okay. Probably it's good against the Adventure card. What do we not want? I think I like the bat. Honestly, once again, I think I'm going to cut Regrowth. Life from the Loam looks like a pretty nice card advantage engine. I like the card draw, the removal. Yeah, let's do it like this. Regrowth is our hedge against control decks, and they're not really a control deck. Man, I love this deck. Base Black Sultai, but with some powerful card draw, lots of threats. I just love having good curves, too. Like, among other things, I mean, so it's good for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's good because it just means you can be efficient, like, use your mana every single turn, and, like, not fall behind. Secondly, it's more interesting because you have just choices. If your deck is just like, okay, you play your 3-drop on turn 3, then your 4-drop on turn 4, then your 5-drop on turn 5, like, that can be fun. It's satisfying when your deck does what it's trying to do and curves out and whatnot, but you have fewer choices. Whereas here, it's like, oh, I have multiple cards I could play. Do I want to play, like, 2 cheap cards or 1 more expensive card? When do I want to, like, use my removal spell? Just more choices with this deck, and that's both more fun, and if you think you're a good player, which frankly I do think I'm a good player, then you can use that, like you can leverage that skill advantage to make a bunch of small choices that increase your win percentage marginally, and those things add up and hopefully take you from 50% to 69%. We're on the draw, which is too bad, but with 2 removal spells, that's not as bad. We do want to make sure we don't lose to the initiative card, but with Deep Cavern Bat, Baleful Strix, and Pest Infestation, we have ways to do that. I also love how good our fixing is here. We haven't had mana colored issues a single time. We have 3 true fetch lands, plus Ash Barrens and Generous Ent, which are kind of fetch lands, and then a Triome. So between that all, that's 4, 5, 6 lands essentially that add 5 colors. That add, well, all of our colors. Very, very nice place to be. Opponent's really deep in thought on their sideboard plan over there. Our deck is hard to sideboard against because we're just attacking from a lot of different angles. We have like the draw 7 thing, but if you sideboard in a bunch of stuff like to deal with that, you could just lose to our like control plan with board sweepers. If you try to cut your creatures so that you don't lose to board sweepers, then our planeswalkers can take over. You need to have some removal for like Thief of Sanity and Sheoldred, but if you bring in too much removal, you'll just have a reactive hand, and we can win a game like that. So, very, very tough deck to sideboard against. Get to be on, or we have to be on the draw. That's not great, but again, I think our deck plays fairly well from being on the draw with all of its cheap interaction and Dark Ritual. What's our best draw? Probably just like Inquisition into Kaito. Okay, Definitely keep. It's not super exciting. This Dark Ritual is looking a bit awkward here, but turn 2 Strix into turn 3 Narset's nice. We have all our colors. We don't have double green, but we don't really need double green. No removal and no board sweeper, so that could be tough if they have a fast draw. Looks like a delighted halfling, or sure. That's kind of annoying because it doesn't die to our removal. Definitely a strong start from them. They'll have 3 mana on turn 2. Let's see what they can do with it. And in red, okay. That was not a good draw. I'd love to find a brainstorm to shuffle away some of these excess lands. Really hoping they don't have anything too relevant here. If they play turn 2 Undermountain Adventurer, we do have Strix, but still that would be bad. If they play Minskin it's disastrous. That is in the middle. It's definitely not great for us, but it's not too bad either. They don't have another land at the moment, which means their hand has a lot of gas. Hopefully they don't hit a land off the top. I especially hope they don't hit a fetch land off the top. Basic Swamp was certainly the worst draw on the deck. Damnation was a good one, though. We can cast that next turn off of Dark Ritual if we need to. Nice, no land off the top. They can play their 3-drop, which doesn't do anything yet. Question is, do we want to play Damnation next turn or wait? I think I'm going to try to wait a little longer, get a bit more value out of it. Wow, interesting. They didn't play Jetmir's Garden last turn, even though it was in their hand. That's very strange. Probably incorrect. Although I guess they knew what they were drawing, so maybe they thought that they would hold it in case they could find, like... Yeah, there's a world where they find, like, lands off the top. They could cycle Jetmir's Garden and then play it from their graveyard. Oh, interesting. They're not playing the card we thought. Oh, they play Questing Beast. Interesting. So that can kill our Narset. Let's see what we draw. Talisman of Dominance. Interesting. I think we should sweep the board here. They can rebuild a little bit, but I just don't... like, playing Narset seems pretty bad. So, we don't have enough mana for Narset and or board sweeper, but we can go Dark Ritual into Talisman into board sweeper. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, whoops. I missed out on 1 point of damage. We could have attacked first, but that's very unlikely to matter. So we pass back. They have 2 cards. They're going to draw Green Sun Zenith, which they can play for 4. So that's a little scary, but we also, our hand kind of sucks, but we're really banking on this Narset hitting something good, which it's fairly likely to do. Green Suns for 4, we'll see what they get. Could be Tireless Tracker, but they don't have a land. Hopefully it's something that can't kill our Narset, but most 4-drops they have here would kill it. They might just get, like, Omnath. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's good. That's quite good. Our best draw here would be Pest Infestation. Take them off of 2 mana and get 4 dudes. We would be massively ahead if we top deck that, but if we draw a brick, we play Narset, they can kill our Narset, they have the initiative. So we're pretty behind here unless we top deck fairly well. We have a lot of draws that would be good, though. Even just like a Dismember would be good. And Narset can dig us for something. Life from the Loam, not looking great here. This takes us off of blue mana. I think that's fine, though. My life total is pretty relevant here. Dismember? Okay, there's Pest Infestation. It's a little late, but it's better than nothing. I am just going to fire off this Life from the Loam because it's mana efficient. I don't care about this land particularly, but I mean, it could help. We're not going to get more value out of it later. And we actually have an option of like dredging Life from the Loam to try to dig for Echo of Eons. I don't think I'm going to do that this turn, but could go for it down the road. So that is not what they want to be doing here. Okay, I wasn't sure if they accidentally clicked through, but yeah, if they tap their dude, then they would not be able to kill our Narset, and we would be in a great position. This is a key turn. They have their card that lets them play lands from their graveyard. That doesn't do anything. They could either kill our Narset or put us to 10. And putting us to 10 is scary because they're going to deal 5 damage to us next turn. But I still think I hope they do that. I think we can stabilize a 5 life pretty well, especially with Pest Infestation. Hopefully they're just playing their Ramanep Excavator. Eternal Witness, bring back Questing Beast. That's scary. If they have Forest this turn, I think we are going to die. We'd go to... They could kill our Narset and hit us for 9. We would not be dead to the trap next turn necessarily, but we can't block the Questing Beast, so we would be dead. But hopefully they don't have an untapped Forest for this turn. Oh, they have Undermountain, right. Okay, at least they don't get to attack us for the 5/6, but that's still quite bad. That kills Narset and kills our... And, like, hits us for 4. We could draw Toxic Deluge, but that I don't think would do it because we'd have to pay 6 life, which would put us down to 5, and then we're exactly dead to trap. So very tough to see a way we can win this. I'm definitely not going to concede yet, but not looking good. That is not a good draw. So Pest Infestation is good here. It would have been much, much better last turn, of course, but still good. Puts them down on mana a bit and makes us some solid blockers. Hopefully we can try to take back the initiative. Now we could potentially win if we find a sweep roll, then maybe not. Toxic, yeah, and Regrowth is gone. Regrowth would be one of our allies. Like, if we drew Regrowth and we could hit them, take the initiative, then sweep the board, I would like our position. Here we're going to go down to 6. Then we're taking 4 from the Questing Beast down to 2. And their creatures have Vigilance, so it's going to be hard for us to even swing back and get in for relevant points of damage. So probably going to have to settle this one in game 3. Skyclave Apparition to take out our Talisman. Doesn't do too much. I mean, it actually blocks well. It makes it even harder for us to become the Monarch. Or they take the initiative, rather. Man, yeah, probably going to have to go to game 3. Whoops, sorry. Turn 2 under Mountain Adventurer is pretty busted on the play, turns out. No, I don't think they played this on turn 2, but they did play it early. They played Questing Beast on turn 2. Or maybe Oracle, still though. Whatever, I don't know exactly what they had, but it's good. So I'm going to block like this, keep my 3 dudes. They have 4 blockers though, so how do we ever win this? I think the short answer is that we don't. We definitely don't by dredging that. I guess I'll spin the top in case there's something weird I'm not thinking of. We would need some sort of sequence involving Time Walk though, which we don't have. Hymn to Torok, I'm going to play him just to take out their hand and get some information. And then we'll go to game 3. Okay, they do have Crater Hoof. That's very relevant information. Hence this play, hopefully. Yeah, we'll just need to make sure they don't get too beefy of a board presence if they get up close to 8 mana. Okay, do we want Dark Confidant on the play? It does deal a lot of damage to us. Maybe against the Questing Beast Questing Beast deck, we don't want this. Do we want Mesmeric Fiend to disrupt them? Seems decent on the play. It's awkward with our board sweepers, but I think I like it better than... no, Ophiomancer also looks good. Maybe we just cut the Loam. It's not bad, but, like, it's not that good either. It's better against, like, black decks that are pressuring our resources. Dark Ritual is also a potential cut on the play, but I think I like it. Okay, great hand. I think I'm just going to play top on turn 1. We don't really know what we want to preordain or Vampiric Tutor for yet. Likely a board sweeper, but still, let's just delay the decision until we have more information. Next turn we can play Talisman into one of our card draw spells. I would love to see no 1-drop. They do have it. Derogatory Speaker, though, is not as bad as some. We should be able to kill that next turn. Okay, so let's go land, crack it for blue-black. Talisman. I think I'm gonna talisman into preordain here because I actually do, I like want to find lands. Okay, those are lands. Um, I think I'll keep just the Zagoth Triome. That's fine. We can play that next turn and then set up for potentially sweeping their board the turn after. This turn, the Derogatory Speaker is mana neutral. Yep. I would much prefer for them to attack here. Although, if they played more mana dorks, we could just set up for a nice board sweeper, potentially. Take this, it's fine. There's an Echo of Eons, that's interesting. Let's start with Baleful Strix. This is good if they played the initiative card. Okay, Liliana was a card I was considering searching for, actually, so I love that we just drew it naturally. That can take out their Derogatory Speaker and discard the Echo of Eons, so really a perfect pickup. And then we can hopefully Vampiric Tutor for Sheoldred to set up our combo in a few turns. But I'm not going to go for that immediately, because first we need to disrupt them. This is kind of like a disrupt them and then combo sort of deck, rather than just kill them immediately. Or try to combo immediately. Oracle of Moldiah, don't care too much about that. Good to know about the Undermountain Adventurer. So I'm going to spin the top here. Ooh, Gaia's Cradle, don't love that. We could go for Toxic Deluge. I think it's better to just do this. That's nice to find land. So let's go this, then this, then this, and we're going to take out their board. So we draw this. We play land. I'm going to see which one they value more. We're going to take out both of their cards either way, but this way we get to see which one they think is better, which could inform our future decisions, potentially. Make them sacrifice. Probably Oracle would be my guess. Yep. And now do we want to pay 4 life or 2 life here? I think I want to pay 4 life. I'm not too worried about my life total in this position. This way we can play Vampiric Tutor. That's paying a lot of life, but I think it's worth it here. So now they went from having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana at least, back down to 2. They can't play the Undermountain Adventurer now unless they have a Mox. And we have just a lot more stuff going on. So do we want to play Vampire Tutor or Brainstorm here? I mean, what I want is to find land Narset. I don't think we can guarantee we set that up. I'm going to go for end of turn Brainstorm then. Interesting. But also pretty bad. Let's just put these 2 back. And then upkeep. Cycle Generous Ent for Narset. Or, cycle this for land. And then Vampire Tutor for Narset. Lots of good card selection in this deck. Is there any argument to getting something other than Narset? Could get Sheoldred, actually. That would just win rather than... But I think Narset's still better, because Sheoldred is more easy for them to disrupt. If they have, like, a Dismember or something, then we're actually in a pretty bad spot. Versus here, like, we get to just keep on rebuilding, even if they're able to disrupt us. So we'll play Narset, yeah. Minus. We've dealt ourselves a lot of damage here, but that's okay. Sail into the West, plus discarding Echo of Eons. Sail into the West was kind of a brick there, but that's fine. Echo of Eons is better because it forces them to draw 7 cards. Sail into the West, they can just choose not to, so we get to draw 7, they do nothing. Versus this, we get to draw 7, and they have to discard their entire hand. I'm going to leave this back. I just don't think there's any value in hitting for 1. Not many things they could play with haste here that we would be able to block, but, like, I think it's still worth it. And if they don't do something big here, They hit their land, but probably don't have anything else. They still only have 2 mana this turn. So we're going to get to Flashback Echo of Eons, and that should win the game. Okay, definitely not going to play that here. All that would do is help them. So if they kill our Narset in response, it's even. Now it's just over though. So plus, knock that last card out of their hand. They have nothing, minus Narset. And it's going to take a few turns for us to actually win, but it's over at this point. Take Demonic Tutor. Play land. I think I'm going to get Kaito down. Maybe it's better just to get Ophiomancer down there for pressure, actually. But no, I think I like getting Kaito to just, like, slam the door shut. Let's draw. Attack with Baleful Strix. And look at this. They have 3 mana. We have just so much going on. We have 3 Planeswalkers. I'll return this to my hand so I can use Kaito again and make a dude. And just pass. Yeah, this is what Vintage Cube is about. I hope they don't concede because I want to just keep on going off, but they probably will concede pretty soon. They play Elvish Mystic, which we can kill in a multitude of ways. I think I'm just going to minus Liliana. I do want to keep hitting land drops. Oh, that's nice. So let's Brainstorm. Don't need either of our hand disruption cards. Sacrifice your dude. Now I'm going to start developing my board. We could just cast Genersent, honestly, but I think it's better to get Ophiomancer down. Start with Strix. Then we'll play Ophiomancer. I guess I'll draw a card. Hit for 2. Don't even think we care about using Kaito again. Actually, you know what? I will. I'm greedy for value. I just want everything. I'm going to draw another card. Play Sensei's Divining Top. And pass. Man, this is pretty satisfying. Now we have 4 points of power, so we do have a clock a little bit. We have 3 Planeswalkers on 1 loyalty. If they draw if they draw anything that costs more than 3, they can't play it, and Liliana can just knock it out of their hand. And then we'll be able to kill them in a few swings. Like this, we don't have huge creatures in our deck, but yeah, that's pretty solid. Man, I've been a little bit of a broken record, baby, but this is like exactly how I want Vintage Cube to go. It's a perfect kind of deck, very interesting, interactive with lots of decisions, and powerful, and we're 2-0. And we're also not winning because we just play 1 card that wins the game. Like, you know, a really good Reanimator deck where you just go like Entomb into Exhume is like satisfying because you sort of do the thing you're trying to do. But it's pretty easy. Like, anyone could do that. Whereas this deck, you have to actually make a lot of decisions and navigate it well, which is much more satisfying in my opinion. Okay, good hand. I think we're just going to go for a turn 2 Thief of Sanity on the play. If they have a way to kill this, that would be bad. Maybe if they go like turn 1, like Blood Crypt tapped, I won't go for that because it's so likely that a black-red deck can kill Thief of Sanity. But if they play, certainly if they play like a green or a blue land, turn 2 Thief should be very good. So we're hoping to see like tapped Breeding Pool, honestly. So if I try, and that's a little scary. That's a lot of potential removal that they could have with this. I think I'm still going for this Thief of Sanity play, though. Very high upside. And we can actually play Vampiric Tutor, too. And I think I like finding Narset, which lets us rebuild if they deal with this Thief. Yeah, that's something we can play next turn. Seems pretty good. Like, the other option is to hold it. We could even get Liliana, but I think I like getting Narset so we can just, like, do something next turn no matter what. They kill the Thief. We have Narset and into Damnation, which is good. If they don't kill the Thief, we still have Narset, and we can just be hitting them with this. It's a big moment here. Can they kill our 2-2? They have all the colors now. They could have Leyline Binding for 1 mana. Forked Bolt. That's too bad. So that's like a 2-for-1. I mean, yeah, we sort of spewed a lot of value there, but it's all with a plan. I think like being able to play Narset here is huge. We need this to resolve. If they have Force of Will, we don't have much gas left. Hoping to find a good play for next turn. Echo Vions. That is a plan. I mean, there's other good options too there. We could get it. Honestly, any of those would have been maybe, well, not really Talisman, but Hint of Torok would certainly be reasonable as well. But when we already have the Narset in play, I think I like taking the Echo. Now our best draw. Oh no, we don't have Thoughtseize. This is a weird situation where we would actually Thoughtseize ourselves, so we could take our own Echo Vions, but that is not the plan. We might cut Thief of Sanity in this matchup. Like it's so bad if we spend 3 mana on our turn Sorcerer Speed and then they just take it out for 1. Okay, a lot of mana over there. We'll see what they can do for 4. Damnation is good against some stuff they would do. Tameo is not too scary. Let's see if they plus or minus. If they minus, they can just bring back Forked Bolt, which means we might want to not minus our Narset, because I would love to be able to play Echo Vions with Narset in play, and if we minus, then Forked Bolt can kill our Narset. But the thing is, they could just minus next turn, so that kind of they can kind of do it either way. It'll be interesting to see what they name here. Our best draw would just be Sail into the West, I think. They named Ragavan, and they did not hit. They do have Leyline Binding. Good to see some of their deck. Forest, man. So, if we draw in like a ramp spell, maybe I would consider holding the Narset to try, because we could Echo Vions next turn, but this way we're still 2 turns away. As much as I hate to lose the Narset, I think we do need a minus here. Demonic Tutor is interesting. We cannot Demonic Tutor for him to Torok. I think we do want to take this card. I don't really know what I want to get with it though, which is never, you don't generally want to play this when you don't know exactly what you want, but let's see. We can get Talisman of Dominance gives us Echo Vions next turn, which is kind of interesting. Nothing we get this turn seems that relevant. I don't really care. Like, Deep Cavern Bat would not be good. It's really tempting to just get Talisman, weirdly, and just play it and set up for turn 5 Echo Vions. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. They can kill our Narset, so it won't be asymmetrical. Like, they'll get to draw the cards too. But I still think I like that plan. The other option would be get Sheoldred, and then we can play turn 5 Sheoldred, turn 6 Echo, but I think that's too slow. Especially when they have a Planeswalker in play. I think I want to just be doing stuff now. So we'll play this, pass. They're going to minus Tameo to bring back Forked Bolt, kill our Narset. And then we'll play Echo Vions, and we need to hope to draw well. And the thing is, like, that means we both get fresh hands, where we have a similar amount of mana. They get the first turn, though. So, in that sense, there's probably slightly ahead, but we get to keep Echo Vions in our graveyard. And then if we refine Narset after it gets shuffled back in, or find Sheoldred, then we're in a pretty great spot. If they have Fractured Identity, we're super dead. Looks like they have Time Walk in their deck, which is also quite bad. They can play Spellseeker into Time Walk, then kill our Narset with their Spellseeker, and Tameo to bring back Time Walk again. Tameo is great with Time Walk. But this is what you should expect in the finals. Our deck is great, their deck is great. That's how I want it to be. If they hadn't had the turn 2 Forked Bolt, I would feel much better about this position. It'll be interesting to see if they cash in their Tameo for another Time Walk now, or wait a turn. But if they do wait a turn, we can play Echo Vions, and then they won't be able to, it'll shuffle their Time Walk back into their decks. They won't necessarily have it, although they might redraw it. Time Walk is good against all of our draw 7s. I mean, it's just good in general, but especially when it's like shuffling in, they can draw it multiple times, recur it. That's pretty scary. Okay, Ephemerate Spellseeker is a nice combo. Certainly. It's good to know about Ephemerate too. It makes our removal a little worse. They get Regrowth. Oh man. Their deck is sweet. So Regrowth, Time Walk. They even get to develop Colonnade. Yeah, probably gonna have to settle this one in games 2 and 3. Their deck looks sweet. Do we want to make any changes? They're probably not pressuring our life total too much, which makes Dark Confidant better, although it's quite bad against Forked Bolt. They name Ragavan again, which they don't hit. So, oh, they didn't play the Time Walk. That's certainly incorrect. Great news for me. They might just have a counterspell. Fair enough if you do. We're not going to not go for this. I think we have to play it. If we just pass and let them keep on Time Walking, we'll lose. You have Mana Leak. No, you don't. Okay, I mean, pretty good backup hand. They have a big backup hand too. If they have Time Walk and then they can recur with Tamiyo, we will probably lose. Oh, I forgot. They can just get the Time Walk like this. Yeah, man, their deck is good at taking extra turns. I wish we had one more mana for Dismember. So if they don't have Time Walk, they can get it now. And actually, they can like kind of go infinite here. Like, just recurring, like they can keep on searching for stuff. I guess well, yeah, I don't think they can actually go infinite, but they can take like at least a few turns in a row here. They get Time Walk, play Time Walk, flashback, Time Walk with Tamiyo, get 2 turns. I'm not quite in concession territory, but very close. And unfortunately, we don't really have a good plan against all this Time Walk stuff. They're going to get a couple turns with Ragavan. I'm beginning to consider conceding just to conceal information. I don't really want them to just hit us with Ragavan a couple times and learn more about our deck, but they're going to get 2 turns in a row. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to game 2 here and just not let them see more of my deck. Well, maybe we still have an out, which would be finding Sheoldred. If they can't deal with Sheoldred, okay, I'll concede to that. They get another turn, so they get to attack us with that. Alright, so Jeskai or 4-color. Deck looks great. Time Walk is hell of a card. Do we want to make any changes here? I don't think we need multiple board sweepers, probably. Maybe we don't even need any. So we could cut those 2, bring in Mesmeric Fiend for more disruption, and then I think Dark Confidant. It could hit us pretty hard, but good card. Yeah. I think this is a good plan for this matchup. We'll see. If we see more of their deck, we could bring the sweepers back in. We are light on removal now, but I don't think we need a lot of removal for this matchup. Alright, on the play. Let's go. No lands. Got a mulligan. 5 lands. Tough start. I'm going to keep it rather than go to 5, but I really don't like this hand. Keep and put back a Swamp. Hoping to find a relevant play for turn 3. Narset would potentially be the best. I would take a Hymn to Torok. I would take, Kaito we can't play immediately, but would be not bad. Rogran Triome, okay. Dark Confidant would also be a nice draw. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill it. Man, drawing land there is pretty tragic. We have Preordain and Brainstorm to help fix our draw, though. Life in the Loam, not really where we want to be. It's basically just a land with, it's like slightly better, but not really. Colonnade, okay. Oh, get a nice little 2-for-1, I guess, but I don't think it matters too much. We have plenty of lands. Now, I think I'm actually going to leave this back to block in case they have Ragavan. The 1 damage is pretty irrelevant. Yeah. Our hand sucks, obviously. Like, this is not what we want. If we could find Brainstorm, then we're in a great position. Shuffle away 2 lands and just remake our hand to be good. They have the Spell Seeker. They can get a Femrate first. Oh, well, actually, I hope they get a Femrate and then go for a Femrate Spellseeker and, like, sort of really setting up a loop. Because this is, like, Spellseeker is insane for them. If they, with Absent Disruption, they can play Spellseeker, find a Femrate, Ephemerate their Spellseeker, find Time Walk. Ephemerate comes back, they find Regrowth. They get to just like, it's like a one card combo that gives them like 4 turns. Man, that is just brutal. Okay. I'm gonna get back. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna pass, leaving up Dismember to kill their Spellseeker. Then we need to hope they just go for it and we can break it up and then find something good. I want to save 1 fetch land. I do want to thin my deck a little bit, which is not super relevant, but it's not nothing in a 40 card deck. But I'll save 1 fetch land in case we find Brainstorm or Sensei's Divining Top. Oh, that is hilarious. I guess I should have specified. Easily the worst spell in the deck. All it does is make mana. Even a Talisman I think would be better in this position. So if they go for Ephemerate, we have Dismember, which would be pretty nice. That basically means Dismember would trade 1 for 1 with a Spellseeker. They don't go for it. Okay. Our hand is just so bad. I mean, we could have mulliganed to 5. I think keeping a 6, like a 5-land hand or a 4-land hand that also has like a removal spell and a card that draws cards is fine. But then like the 2 spells we've drawn have both been essentially glorified lands. Okay, that's not great either, but still need to dismember the Spellseeker for sure. Maybe against monsters. Yeah, that's really good since we cut our board sweepers. Gotta draw some action here. Just brutal. Well, alright. Looks like we're gonna fall in the finals. This is a high variance game. We actually are pretty good at minimizing variance with like all of our card draw, but sometimes you still just get flooded, and that is part of Magic. We would need to have like 6 cantrips to really make sure we never flood. It's not over. We could hit Narset. I mean, what are we even doing here? They're just gonna Staff of the Storyteller plus Monastery Mentor is insane. They're gonna get to draw tons of cards. The only way we can win here is comboing. If we find Narset, we could go Narset into Echo Vions if we find it. Like that's a path to victory, maybe. But they're just gonna draw so many cards. They should not make this attack at all. Yeah, that's not correct. Just pass. Yep. Alright, Brainstorm, Narset. I'd even take a Sheoldred at this point. Sail into the west, maybe. Okay, if their main phase drawing a card, I think I'm happy to see that. That's not, like, that scary. But these 2 cards, that's a sweet little combo they got over there. Alright, let's draw. Hopefully we just draw land here. Nice, that's pretty much land. Hopefully you're able to detect my irony there. Not quite in concession mode still, just because we have the combo, but it would require something really special. It would require us to get, basically we have to get super lucky and our opponent has to get super unlucky. If like there's any parity at all between our levels of luck, they will win. It's funny that they just have not, okay, they just have the Time Walk in their hand. Man. Alright, resolves. We need them to have just nothing else. Dismember plus lands. But they get to just draw every single time they play a spell. They get to put another counter on the staff. Man, this is like one of the sweetest decks I've seen. The fact you're a beast. I think I'll scoop this, Glorybringer. We can like take it out, they ephemerate it. Like we just are pretty paralyzed here. Alright, so tough last match. The deck felt very, very good until then. In the last game, we just like mulliganed and then flooded super hard, so we really couldn't put up a fight. Too bad to end like on that note. The first game was interesting though, a lot of back and forth. Maybe we could have won. And the deck was great. Yeah, it's bad against time, like recurring time walk. We didn't really have a way to break up that, but like most decks are bad against the opponent taking like 4 extra turns. This deck was powerful and interactive, but with good threats too, good curve, lots of card draw, and then this like pretty sweet combo that we pulled off a couple times. We never really went off with Sheoldred, but which was our first pick actually. Still a sweet deck though. Sultai is a lot of fun, very interesting league. Couldn't get the trophy, but still it was a good time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.